And a big hello and welcome to the Metabolic Balance ANZ podcast. This is where we share real stories and insights into the metabolic balance, personalized nutrition program, and the health journey that people can go on. I'm Cherry Wills, and I'm your host today. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Ellie Robison. She's going to be sharing her metabolic balance journey with us, and we're also doubly excited to welcome her practitioner, Sharyn Robins, because then we can really get a full 360 view of what it's really like to follow metabolic balance. So I am delighted to say a big welcome to both of you. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having us, Cherry.
So it's wonderful to have you. Thank you. So Ellie, hello.
Hi.
Can you share a little bit about yourself? It's sort of background, where what led you to investigate MB and get in touch with Sharyn?
Yeah, it was purely by chance, actually. I'd been suffering with quite bad endometriosis for 10 years, and it had gotten quite debilitating. And I had 3 little kids, and, I'd be driving them to school sometimes and just, crying in the car in so much pain, and the pain and just low quality of life really stopped me being able to move around. I wasn't really eating too well or looking after myself very well because I was just so unwell. And it just happened to be on an endometriosis Facebook group. Someone had mentioned Metabolic Balance. And I thought, I'll just Google that. And I didn't look too far into it. I just saw that there was a coach involved, and I thought that's exactly what I think I need. I need a little bit of hand holding and someone to sort of spoon feed me, because I had done many different diets over the years to improve my health, like gluten-free and dairy-free, and trying to eat really whole foods and all that sort of thing, and nothing had sort of made a huge impact. But I thought, I just need maybe someone just to care for me, like just to, and someone that would hold me accountable, and I kind of just wanted it to be quite structured, and just from what I had read, I thought, I think it just sounded like it would work. And then I just happened to Google, the closest person near me, and it happened to be Sharyn. And I was just so, exhausted. And like Sharyn will be able to tell you, when she saw me first up, I was just exhausted. And I really, even though I'm a big researcher, I just didn't research much about metabolic balance. We just talked on the phone, and it just the feeling I got from Sharyn, I was like, I think this is going to be it. Like, I just didn't feel the need to analyze it too much. I just thought, I just got a gut feeling that this was going to be it.
That's awesome. And I think it's, 10 years of struggling with endometriosis is just in itself exhausting, isn't it? I mean, it's a really debilitating condition. So how old were you when you were diagnosed with endo?
Well, it was only, it was while I was in my metabolic journey, while I was in that 3 months, because that was part of it too. I needed to go have surgery, and I wanted to be a little bit lighter, so I didn't need so many of the drugs, because I don't handle them very well.
Okay.
But I knew something wasn't right, so I went and had investigative surgery at the end of my 3 months, and that's when I got officially diagnosed. But I'd been having symptoms I'd been having symptoms actually since I was a teenager. It just sort of didn't flare up until I was a bit older, and then official diagnosis wasn't until last year.
So you're a mum of 3 kids?
Yeah.
As well?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's that's a massive job in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So Sharyn, can you share how did you find Ellie when she first got in touch with you?
Yeah, when Ellie first came to me, I can probably honestly say that she was emotionally, physically, and spiritually exhausted. Is that not probably close there, Ellie? Yeah, with a capital
Yeah,
E.
definitely.
And you could just almost see like even you were like just looked so tired, and probably had lost your joy for life and really struggling with the kids and everything like that. And I know that when I do the discovery calls, I always tell my clients if they want differently, then they're going to have to start moving differently, as old keys don't unlock new doors. And Ali just did. She just took it all on board. Not once did she fall off the wagon, shall we say? Because I know it can be so difficult, especially when you've got small children and sometimes they don't like the vegetables and things like that. Anyway, not once. Every time you showed up, I'm pretty sure that you'd lost some weight and you started to look better, and then your energy started to come back. And yeah, Ellie is an absolute true inspiration, and it's been my absolute pleasure to guide her through this journey. So well done.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you've done so well.
So what did metabolic balance give you? What did metabolic balance give you, Ellie, in the early stages? Because you mentioned how you just. Am I correct? Sorry, Am I correct in saying you just wanted to know what to do and just get on with it? Is that sort of a fair assessment?
Well, I kind of always have known what to do. It's like I think I just needed a bit of a goal and then somebody to make sure I was meeting that goal. Like I just really needed my hand to be held. It was, I think a lot of it for me was psychological. I mean, I definitely, and then with the foods, and the amounts and just having what was personally going to be good for me food wise, like that was a real eye-opener. Like it was already foods that I really loved, like goat cheese and pickles and all things like that, and rye bread. So it was interesting to see. Yeah, it was I kind of knew already what to eat. It was just when and how much, and just balancing everything. Like that's what I took away from it the most, is balancing each meal. And so when I talk to people about, because a lot of people have come up, oh, you've lost, because I have lost, nearly 30 kilos. And people want to know what I did. And
Really,
yeah,
you've lost 30 kilos?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't actually realize that.
Yeah. So people want to know what I did. And I'm like, I balance every meal. I'm balancing my protein and my carbs. Like I can still have carbs, because people are shocked when I'm like, oh, you can still have bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could, yeah. Yeah, it's really changed, just how I structure meals, just to make sure each meal has a bit of everything. Because I know we can all get a little bit lazy and maybe have a fully carby meal or a fully, fatty meal or something. It just really taught me to bring in a lot of fiber to push everything through. And because, my um, bowels weren't in good shape before. The endometriosis had grown onto my bowels, so it was causing a lot of blockages. And since doing metabolic balance, just having adequate fiber, because they were talking about doing bowel surgery. And I really don't think I'm going to have to go down that road now, just because I'm eating the way I need to keep things flowing. And
That's amazing. So, I hadn't realized that. That's amazing. So coming back to then sort of what you've experienced is the changes over the last? So when did you start? Actually, when did you
It would have.
start MB?
I think it was the end of September 2022.
Yeah, that would be about 18 months.
Yeah.
Yes. So over the last 18 months, then, can you give us a picture of really how things have slowly changed for you and what this has meant for you?
Yeah. So I did the 3 months, and then I had the surgery, and just energetic, energy wise, I've got so much energy I can keep up with my kids. Resilience, I'm very resilient now. Like, I think I used to get quite overwhelmed and sad. Especially endometriosis causes a lot of PMS, and just ability to cope, because I just feel well. I don't have all these niggly things, because when you're in pain, your threshold for anything else is not there. I used to get quite upset and overwhelmed a lot. Now I can meet a lot of challenges, and kind of breeze through it and not sweat the small stuff, which has been really helpful. Because during my journey I ended up becoming a foster parent to 2 more children, so I ended up with 5 children during my
You got 5.
and a newborn baby came a month after my surgery. And I recovered really well from the surgery, and then met this new challenge, which I really don't think I would have been able to do if I wasn't well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you've just come back from travel as well, I believe. Where have you been?
So we just spent, me, my husband, and my oldest son 10 days in Tokyo in Japan, and we did a 70k walking challenge while we were there, and then we ended up doing 130k's all up walking, which we definitely never would have been able to do before. And I want to mention my husband did the program too and lost 15 kilos.
Very easily.
So he wouldn't have been able to. I don't think he would have been able to do that without Sharyn's help, because I had, a bit of reinforcement to, change his way of thinking and stuff. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as a family, you've all things have really shifted.
Oh, definitely. And my mother-in-law also saw Sharyn and lost 10 kilos as well. And I've had a few other family members go and see Sharyn as well, and a few friends, because people really want to know what I did, because it was quite a big transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was 30 kilos. How long do you think that took you to lose? Because I think that's probably a question people will have who are listening.
I did lose the bulk of it in the while doing the program, on the 3 months, and then so it would have been, because I've actually gone another 7 kilos under my goal weight, just from still. Because I liked the program so much, I have just basically stuck with it. I enjoyed the food and how it's made me feel. So my goal weight was 65, and I'm now at 57.
But what's your height? So, what's your height?
167.
167. Yeah, so that's actually exactly a perfect weight for you, I would say.
And to maintain that weight's been quite easy. Like, I day to day stick to the metabolic principles, but I do have a meal out or a glass of wine, or like when we were in Japan, I definitely ate whatever I wanted.
Good.
Yeah, but I'd make sure that I'm moving, because to be honest, I didn't start exercising until the last 6 months or so, because I just didn't really have time. But now walking's become a really big part of my life, and it's been really good for my mental health, just to deal with, because I would say I have quite a stressful life with 5 kids. So yeah, walking and eating well is just what keeps me able to function. And it's a big priority, and I feel like it's something I can easily maintain.
Yeah. And I think that's really important, I think, for people to listen or hear from you, that it was the food and the balance and the support with Sharyn that just really got you into a place that now you can actually have this full quality of life with the looking after yourself.
Yeah. No, it definitely made me realize it's a priority.
Yeah, because I think that's one thing that we probably should touch on, because you're a young mum, and as many young mums, we put our kids first so easily. So up until sort of, starting Metabolic Balance, would you say that you were putting your kids first the whole time?
Oh, definitely. I definitely wouldn't have prioritized or even making the time to go and see a coach, because I was seeing Sharyn on a fortnightly basis. I definitely wouldn't have, um, prioritized going to see somebody about my health. Um, and I definitely wouldn't have prioritized making a whole different meal. But then I found, as I went along, I was able to make meals that the kids would eat too. Like, they are pretty good. They will eat most things, but they've adopted it as well, because I've really drummed into them now about balancing your food, and uh, every meal we need to have a bit of this and a bit of that, because I know kids can get a little bit, you know, pigeonholed in their eating. They only want to eat one thing, or, but they know they need to put many different things on a plate now too. So I think it's really, I'm hoping, teaching them to grow up and make good choices as well, because they did see me when I was really unwell, and now they see me really well and able to do a lot of things, and with them especially. And I'm hoping they take away something from what I've done as well.
I honestly think that it's bound to happen. It's. Um, would you agree that when we try to just say to the kids without doing it ourselves first, they don't really listen?
No, that's
And it's
true.
only when they see us do it that actually. Sharyn, you were obviously coaching Ellie through all of this, putting herself first. What would you say about the challenges and the results that you got by that?
I wouldn't say with Ali there was any challenges. I can't remember once she turned up and said to me, actually, I don't think you had a cheat meal at all in the 12 weeks, did you? You can have the treat
No,
meal once.
no, I
I don't
didn't.
think you did. So
Yeah.
there was just not one time that Ali showed up and said to me, "You'd gone off the rails," or something was wrong. I could just see every time that she came back for a consult, she was getting lighter. And I don't just mean that like physically, also emotionally. She was just happier. Your skin really changed. That was one of the big thing I noticed for you, because I think when you first came from memory, you had a few blemishes and things like that. And then when you started to get
Yeah.
at least, halfway through the program, everything started to clear up in your skin. yeah, everything was just moving in the right direction. So there was definitely no challenges there. I'm sure Ellie had challenges at home, but all in all, I think you did an amazing job and you are such an inspiration because I know the challenges that you have faced in the past and I know your family and your kids and it you know, I meal prep for our two dogs and my husband, and that's enough, let alone having, lots of children. So, yeah, it's amazing. And I think it was really good also that Mark went on the journey with you. It took him a little while to get him on board, but he eventually went on there, and that also helps for you
Yeah.
too, like going along. And yeah, it's just great. Yeah, and I'm so proud of you. I'm just, yeah, I think you've done an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't think we would have been able to do it without a coach, especially with Sharyn, because she really, held our whole family through, some significant changes. And yeah, and she's, the kids would come. It was like quite a big deal, wasn't it, Sharyn? We'd always go to Sharon's on a Saturday after the farmers market. Yeah. And all the kids would
Yeah,
come and my mother-in-law started coming. So
yeah,
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
I think that was a big part of it because we knew we were going on this day and and for me, I didn't want to let Sharyn down. I wanted her to see that I was committed. Um, yeah, no, it was. I think that having a coach is, I think, the secret.
I think that's a really good point because as mums, we're often thinking that we need to just do it all ourselves, and even the looking after ourselves, knowing what to eat and what to do, it's considered something that, oh yeah, I know what to do and I can do it. But then it's actually really hard to really to keep that accountability. And when you've got somebody that you can rely on in terms of a practitioner, not only to give you the real tools of what you actually have to do, which with the MB plan, but then really guiding you to stick to it and appreciate the changes.
Yeah. No, it was really helpful. I really think if I was doing it on my own, I wouldn't have had the success. And then I think having family members do it too and seeing Sharyn as well, that sort of kept me on board as well because I wanted to keep doing it with my husband as well, like the diet, just so that we were both, and then my mother-in-law too. Like I wanted to for her to see that it's something you can do long term and it's an easy diet to maintain. I think that's what it's all about. Like what can I keep doing for the long term?
What would you say to somebody who is currently feeling how you used to feel? Because there are thousands and thousands of women out there who suffer with endometriosis, who have, mums who feel stressed and exhausted and pain and irritable and a little bit and lost as to what to do. What would you say to them right now?
Well, I think food is definitely medicine, and I think how metabolic balance shows you, it doesn't tell you what not to eat, but what to eat. I actually found that to make life a lot easier. I just had my list and I just, picked from that list. I actually found that made life easier. And having those foods that are truly right for you and nourishing for you will heal your body, and not just your body but your mind as well, because that's what it's done for me. It's I feel like Sharyn said she felt like I'd lost joy, and that was really true. Now I have a lot of joy in my life. I see it all the time and I feel it all the time. and just little things bring me joy now, like even just looking at cute clouds, or like I can just see and feel joy everywhere. And it's just because my body is my body's functioning with ease now. It's not in a deficit anymore.
And
I
I
love
think
that.
so true too.
That is so
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it's so beautiful. And I think just getting people to understand to use food as medicine, and by removing all those inflammatory foods from their body, it gives the body this innate ability to heal, because really that's where it wants to go. And I think you could really feel that, Ellie, as the more that you went along that journey, the better you started to feel, and the more everything started to fall into place for you. But yeah, it's just wonderful to see.
Yeah, and and my endometriosis symptoms too are very low. Like I wouldn't even. I mean, I'm sure it's still there, but I'm not suffering from symptoms. I'm not, you know, bleeding or in pain, or like I just feel that has really healed. And I think it's the inflammation leaving my body. Like I used to feel inflamed, like my joints ached. Everything always felt really swollen and heavy. Now I just feel very light, and able to move around easily, and really no pain. I don't have to take. I haven't taken anything for pain in over a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Mm.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what we see when you reduce inflammation in the body. Yeah, and that makes such a difference, because that will be making a massive difference in your gut health naturally,
Oh,
that you're not
definitely.
needing to take those painkillers.
Yeah, definitely.
So it has this beautiful knock-on effect. It's the really positive side effects of using food as medicine,
Yeah.
rather than medications as medicine, that then have all the terrible side effects, or can have terrible side effects, I should say. Yeah. If you were to encourage, then, you know, an Ellie like you, who is currently in that essentially in a hole, in really, isn't it? That not quite knowing what to do, and having, what would you say to them?
Well, I've definitely encouraged a few people to contact Sharyn. I think just speaking with a coach. I mean, definitely for me, I was in such not a good space to be researching, or, because normally that is, I'd read many diet books on how to heal your body and things like that. And I just really, this time I didn't want to know anything. Like, to be honest, I didn't even read the start of the book, like the binder. I just, whatever Sharyn told me, I just did it. Because I just wanted to trust in something without having to have all this knowledge. And I thought she already had all the knowledge. So,
Yeah.
I would just encourage people to reach out, or even the website even was, a wealth of knowledge, I guess, if you want to know a bit more about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I, in a nutshell, what I do say to people is what it does teach is balance, I guess. And I think we could all learn a bit about that, just balancing what we eat and when.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And I'm delighted that, over the last 18 months, things have changed so drastically for you. And, it was almost a little bit like life before Metabolic Balance and life after now.
Definitely.
Is that, yeah?
Yeah.
Because that's often what I see as a watershed moment for many people. Before, you didn't really know what to do, and you were floundering and struggling. But once you know what to do, it is that journey ahead that just looks so much brighter.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah. and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
mentally.
And I would just, say again for your kids, it's exciting, the future, that potentially having you as their mum to have the energy and the joy and the knowledge to support them moving forward is exciting.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely become a better mum. My husband's become a better dad. Yeah, we're definitely more resilient. We can do more with the kids. Yeah, we're really active now. We're an active family. I never thought that would be us, but we are. Like, I never would have thought we would have gone overseas and walked 130 kilometers. Like, that's never something I ever thought would have happened. Yeah, because we just, like, overseas travel wasn't even on the cards because we were just in survival mode. There was not a lot of pockets of time or space for anything like that. But now, even though life's gotten exponentially busier, being foster parents as well, yeah, we're just able to prioritize joyful things and things that coincide with our health being good.
And one of the things, Ellie, that I think comes up for many people is this reluctance about the spending the money and the cost involved with working with a practitioner and getting your metabolic balance plan. What would you say about that?
Well, the way I looked at it was I knew Sharyn was a qualified naturopath, and if you break up the amount of times I saw her into sessions that you'd see see a naturopath individually, it worked out, roughly the same. And I think when you pay for something up front, you are more likely to use it. You get more value out of it when you've paid, because you really want to succeed in that investment. And I say it to everybody too. I would have paid double because of what it's given me in my life. Just the feeling, just being able to fit all my clothes again and being able to buy cute clothes. Like, I think it wasn't a lot to give out for what I got. And yeah, I would do it again.
Yeah. And the knowledge you've got now moving forward as well, because you now
Yeah,
know
definitely.
what you need to
Yeah.
eat. Did you see it like that you actually saved money in other areas, just out of interest?
Oh, definitely. Like, I've saved money not having to do scripts and things like that for medication. And even I think food wise, I've definitely saved money because I have my list of what I eat and I stick to that list. I'm not buying, things that jump out at the end of the aisle, or, I just have what I eat. And the kids, they eat what I eat now, basically, because that's all that's in the fridge. So I think we've definitely saved money in that way, just, on groceries. Like, eating healthy can actually save you a lot of money if you're not buying, takeaway and all that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things a lot of people do overlook. It's actually quite expensive to eat fast processed foods ultimately.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got a lot of people eating that way too. Eating packet, like, because I have 5 kids, I physically can't even keep enough packet foods in the house. So we do tend to eating a lot of the soups and things like that I was eating on Metabolic Balance. It's just, it is more convenient to eat healthy for me anyway.
Once you have your program, that's your program for life. If you ever fall off the wagon, you just go back on and start eating those foods again and go back, and even if you have to go back to phase 1 where you do the detoxification, go back there. And providing, I think I've said this to Ali and all my clients, providing once you get to your goal weight or your health goals, and you do the 80-20, you do metabolic balance 80% of the time, and 20%, you might have some wine and cheese and everything on the weekend. That's totally fine. You can always go back on your plan. So I think that's where the value is, the lifelong value really is. And like we talked about today, health is your true form of wealth. And it really shows with Ellie.
Oh, fantastic. I'm so pleased for you. I'm utterly delighted that you found Sharyn and you were able to experience this for yourself and your family. And I'm really grateful that you've come on here today and shared your story, because that's to be able to encourage others to just move forward with ease is the biggest goal of this podcast. Thank you so much. And if anybody listening would like to hear more about how to find yourself your metabolic balance coach, do go to our website, metabolic-balance.com.au, and there's a Find Your Practitioner tab there. And so you can also find your local practitioner who can guide you in the same way Sharyn was able to guide Ellie. So thank you, ladies. It's been wonderful chatting to you today.
You're very welcome.
And,
thank you.
Hopefully you might even come back.
Yes, yeah.
No, thank you. And
It would be.
I just want to really reiterate Sharyn's help to our family. Like, she really did go over and beyond, above metabolic balance. Like, it was, she really truly cared for our family, and we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without her. She, helped us out a lot with our baby nephew, and it's really because of her that we are doing well. And I want to thank
well
her.
Done.
Oh, thank
well
you.
Done.
It was
well
my
done,
pleasure.
Sharyn. Awesome work.
Thank you.
Awesome work.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I think this demonstrates
the
beautifulness of metabolic balance practitioners across the country. We have got some amazing practitioners, so thank you. Wonderful. Thank you, ladies, and we will leave it there. And like I said, I would love to maybe have you come back in a few years' time and just share again how well you're doing, because I really do think this is a beautiful future for you now.
Yeah, I'll still be doing it. I know I will. It's changed my life. It really has. Yeah, I can't see myself stopping living the way I do now.
Amazing. Love it. Thank you, Ellie. Love it. Thank you, Sharyn.
Thank you.